And we continue our conversation with congressional candidate Amanda Stuck, turning to jobs and the economy. How would you improve the situation economically for Northeast Wisconsin if you are elected to Congress?
Yeah, so one of the main things that we can do is really create an environment where business can do well here. So part of that is addressing things like healthcare. We know for a long time Wisconsin has been at the very bottom in terms of startup businesses, and part of that is that if you are afraid of losing your health care because you go to start up a business, that doesn't create a good environment for businesses to start here. So addressing things like health care, addressing things like infrastructure are really important to growing business here. So we have to really be sure that we're concentrating on what businesses actually need, listening to them, being in the community again, showing up at those businesses, asking them what they need, making sure that people who want to start businesses here have access to the capital that they need, have, again, access to things like healthcare to make sure that they can start up a business without being afraid of what will happen to them if they do.
Education, a big one for you. Is Congress doing enough to help our teachers and our parents, especially in this pandemic?
Yeah. So I can say this as somebody who is a teacher. Is teaching. In fact, we had to schedule this around my teaching schedule, that I think absolutely we're not doing enough. I mean, certainly this shows how unprepared we were for a pandemic where schools would have to switch to a different form of teaching. So we really need to look at how we're investing in schools to make sure that they do have the supplies that they need, that they have access to things like internet to make sure every student can still get a quality education even if they can't be in the building. Making sure we have enough teachers. Quite frankly, we know we have a shortage of teachers, partly because they don't get paid well here. We don't value their service here. And hopefully, if anything, the pandemic has highlighted how valuable their service is and that we need to be paying them more so we have the best teachers who are able to respond to these kinds of situations and still teach our students even under these extraordinary circumstances.
College student loans. I had them. You had them. Everybody has them.
Yeah.
What can we do to help? What can Washington do to help?
Yeah, so I still have them, and I will be paying them off for the rest of my life. So this is something I'm also very familiar with personally. And one of the things that we can do easily enough that we've tried to pass at the state level is just making it easier for students to refinance, to lower interest rates, to make those payments more affordable. That's just low-hanging fruit that we haven't been able to get done. We can also look at making the system easier for those who can't afford it. So having some sort of program so that those who can't afford college can still get in even if affording it is a barrier. Mm-hmm. So we need to look at refinancing, making it accessible for people who can't afford college, and making the system more efficient too. I mean, right now we have a problem with things like transferring credits between institutions, which can end up costing students more if they have to retake classes. So we have to look at making the system more efficient as well so that it is more affordable.
Big environmental issue for our area. Marinette County dealing with PFAS, that situation.
Yeah.
Groundwater appears to be contaminated up there. Should the federal government take a bigger role up in Marinette, up in Peshtigo?
I think absolutely. And when you're talking about water, that is the most crucial thing that all of us need. So it's really important that we make sure our water is clean, that it is not contaminated. So I think absolutely when it comes to crucial things like our water supply, the federal government should be involved in making sure it is clean and safe.
Homeschooling, you're talking about. Do you see us ending that road anytime soon, or are we stuck for a while?
My guess is that for those schools that are virtual right now, they most likely will be virtual at least through the end of the year and most likely through the school year. And I think what we need to do is make sure that we always have the capability for students that need it. I think, if anything, we've learned that we're always probably going to need this technology in some form, whether it's because of a pandemic, whether it's because of students that need to learn in another way or another setting, that will need access to this technology and the resources that people need to actually learn virtually.
All right, Amanda, I've got about 1 minute left for you to make your pitch as to why you should be the United States congressperson from our area come November 3rd.
Sure. So I think the main reason why folks should vote for me in November is that my life experience has really been like theirs. You know, unlike Mike Gallagher, I don't come from wealth and privilege. I have earned everything that I have through just plain simple hard work. I've worked multiple jobs to get myself through school as a single mom. To this day, even as a state legislator, I still work multiple jobs because I have to pay off those student loans, because I have kids going into college that I don't want to have take out those student loans. So I know what families face every day. As I said when I first came here last July, I know what keeps families up at night. I know what it's like when work is slow at my husband's job and we worry what will happen if we can't pay the mortgage. So they should vote for me because I know what they face. I know what keeps them up at night.
Amanda Stuck, thank you.
Yeah.
And if you have a newsmaker you think ought to be on this program from your town, let us know. Send us an email at tips@wearegreenbay.com or message us on Facebook. And be sure to join us once again Sunday morning at 7:30. Until then, have a great day.